Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane and today I thought I'd do a little scrap busting project. Now I recently shared my Joni dress from the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book and I was asked if I would be doing another sew along for this. Now what I thought I'd do is, because I've got quite a lot of scraps of this fabric left, now they're not big enough to do either a dress or a top in one piece, but there is enough to cobble a few together to do a scrap busting project. So maybe you've got some leftover pieces that you want to try and use up. Now this is a little experiment today, so you're going to be working along with me and we will see what happens, so you can watch. If mine fails, then you'll know that you probably need a little bit more than I've got. So what I had was just enough to cut out the back piece in two pieces, so it's going to have a little seam, and the same with the bottom panels, which would be a dress, but I've done them short, so it will be a little sort of waist length, just beyond the waist maybe, length top. So it is very much a little experiment today. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. It will show you how the top pieces go together at least, and how to attach the sleeves. And the sleeves, I'll show you what I've cut just here. Very small cap sleeves, but I'm having to put a panel on the bottom of those also because there's not enough fabric. So it is really a case of, I've got this fabric left from a project I did for work. I really like it. I'd like to be able to get a little small top for summer out of this. So let's see how we go. So I'll show you what I've cut out so far and let's see how we get on. So these are the pieces that I've cut with my little bits that I've got left. Now this is a jersey fabric. You do need a stretch fabric for this top or the dress if you're making it. It won't work with another fabric because you need to have that stretch for the twist in the middle and just for the size of the pattern pieces. So it's going to be a small sort of cap sleeve. So this is the top part, and then I've cut out these pieces from another piece that I had. And there's going to be a seam going across here to make that big enough to make me a sleeve. So we've got those pieces which need joining together. And then this is the front pieces. So I've got two pieces here. I've allowed for the seam here, look. And then I have the back piece, which would have been cut on the fold, this piece here. The fold should be there, but I didn't have a big enough piece. So what I've had to do is cut two pieces and there's going to be a seam there. Then these would be the dress pieces. But as I said, I'm making a top, not a dress. And it's not a long line top, it's a shortish top. It's going to come past the waist, but just sit at the top of the jeans. So I've got two pieces here, again, because I only had small scrap pieces, I couldn't cut them as one piece on the fold. So the pattern pieces are, you would cut it on the fold here. A piece for the front and a piece for the back, but I've got these two shorter pieces here for my front, and I'm going to have a seam just here like this, and then slightly longer for the back, and again a seam just here, and these will join to the bottom of the front bodice. So that's what I've got so far. You also need a piece for the binding around the front. I don't think I've got a piece long enough. I may have to stitch a couple of pieces together to make the binding, or I will make some binding out of plain black for that. So I'm joining these sleeve pieces together first of all. Make sure you're using a stretch stitch. And then I'll either overlock or zigzag off that excess there. And then what I might do is just do a line of top stitching on this side just to make it look like more of a feature. Now I'm just top stitching the top where I've joined that seam in the sleeve just to make it look like it's supposed to be there. Now I'm going to put my two back pieces together. Now remember, if you're making this and you have enough fabric, you won't need to do this because you will have placed your pattern piece on the fold of the fabric. But because I'm scrap busting and using up all these little bits, I've got a back central seam. So what I've done is I've just overlocked down the side of each piece first of all, and I'm going to join that together. So pin it first if you're not sure about sewing it freehand. I'm just going to go straight in and sew this together. Now you can open that up and press it flat. Now I'm stitching the bottom of my t-shirt pieces together. Now remember, if you're doing this from enough fabric, you will have these two pieces front and back placed on the fold, so you won't have this seam. This is only because I'm scrap busting today. Now you have your front piece like this, and you have these notches here and here, and the same at the bottom. And what you're going to do is, you won't have a central seam, remember, if you just folded it. You're going to fold this back here at the top, and you're going to hem along here between these notches, and you're going to do the same at the bottom, fold that up and do a little hem on that. Now you can neaten that edge if you wish, turn it in again if you can, would make it even neater for when you twist it to get that front twisted effect. So we're going to do that now. Take a little of that away, just get rid of some of the bulk because I've got that extra seam. Now you're going to squish it up like this, and you're going to flip it, and then you're going to flip it again like this. So it will look like this with this twist in the middle. And then you're going to join this bottom part of the seam here. So that will involve turning it over and bringing these two sides together here. You have your notch here to match up, and we're going to join this front seam here. Neaten off those row edges if you wish, or just press it flat. It looks like this at this point. Now lay your front piece over your back piece like this and match the notches at the shoulder. Now we're going to join the shoulder seams here. Now because I am literally stash busting today, tiny little bits, I am not going to bind the neckline with the neck binding because I don't have enough fabric left, and I thought I would just overlock it and then fold it back like this. So that's how I'm going to do my neckline today, purely because this is just a t-shirt made of scraps. So it's just a small fold back around the neckline. Now pin your sleeves in place, matching up your notches at the shoulder and at these points here. Now you're going to pin this underarm seam here. So depending on how long you've made your sleeves, you'll have much more than this, because I've just done a small cap sleeve. This is the underarm point. You're going to stitch down this side, matching these notches here. Reinforce at this underarm point because this can sometimes snap when you're stretching and wearing it. Now I'm going to join this front and back piece that I cut. So remember, mine has a front seam and a back seam because I joined two pieces together. You will probably just have a central fold. I'm going to join the side seams and then edge finish them. Now you're going to pin the bottom to the top of your bodice. So whether you've got small pieces because you're making a top like me, or this may be your skirt part, line up the front. So if you haven't got a central seam, make a notch halfway here in your folded piece. Line it up with the centre front of your top and pin it. And then you're going to do the same thing at the sides. line up those side seams, make sure that they're in line, and then do the same at the back. And then when we've done that, you've also got your notches here, look, to line up. When you've done that, you're going to stitch that in place and then edge finish it. Now we're going to hem the bottom of your top and the sleeves. Now you may not have got an overlocker, so a quick way to do this is just to put it on a zigzag stitch, a narrow zigzag stitch, and then do it from the inside, but you catch on the edge of the fabric here, so it catches it the raw edging as well. So here it is finished. So as you can see, it is short because it literally is scrap busting. A bit longer at the back. And you can't really see the panels in it. So I hope that was useful and has shown you that you can make things out of your scrap bits of fabric. Let me know if you have a go at this, or if you've just made this dress as a top just based on this video. I'd love to know if it was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you for watching.